Alright, yo, what's up guys? It's Gary back with another video, and today I'm joined by Dimsy's Domain.
And is Yugi the true king of games?
That's what we're going to be discussing today. And what I mean by that is, does he deserve the win over a Tim?
Because by the end of the series, we do know that Yugi is better than Kaiba. And we're talking about little Yugi Moto here. We know that by the end he is better than Kaiba in terms of dueling ability, but the definitive moment where it's decided if he's the best, the true king of games, is during the ceremonial battle against Atem. So what do you think? What are we going to be discussing?
Alright, so I'm going to be on the side of no and you're going to be on the side of yes. So do you want to go first?
Yeah, he's the king of games. Yes. Nah, you know what? You go first.
Alright, fine. Yes, I'm on the side of no, and here's why. Yugi's only had probably 10 duels at max. Atem's had over 30. And just by putting it at that, it's automatically like, it's common sense. Atem should be able to defeat Yugi in a duel. And also, Yugi has no dueling experience whatsoever. He's never faced anyone, and I'm talking about anyone on the caliber of Pegasus, Kaiba, Yugi's face Kaiba, Atem's face Kaiba, people like Merrick. Now the only person that I can name, exception of Atem, that Yugi's ever faced that's on such caliber is Yami Bakura, and Atem's beaten him several times throughout the series. Also, does Yugi deserve to be king of games? We're gonna put it in this spec. Does he deserve to pass Atem as in the character? Does he deserve to be the main guy? And I say no, and here's why. Without Atem, Yugi would still be the guy that was getting bullied by Yoshio. He would still be the guy that Tristan and Joey were bullying in the manga. So I don't see, Yugi would be such a little tiny puny boy without Atem entering his life. He would have never gone to that mailing list, that next level, that person that we saw in GX, the person that we saw that was so confident in the ending, going on par with his partner, the person that was more dominant than Yugi throughout the whole series. And it wasn't until the very last season, the last 10-15 episodes, where Yugi really manned up. He really became such a dominant person. Do you think he would have become a dominant person without Atem? Hell no. He still would have been that little puny guy. So that's just my siding on it. What about you?
So what, if that's your opening statement, let me just trash it out the window. First things first, he doesn't need to be the best from day one. You don't be the king of games from day one. So what if he got bullied? So what if he never had the initial dueling presence as we see with other characters such as Kaiba, etc. So what? He was a puny kid. He needed some sort of guidance. When Atem came into that, because remember, Yugi is the only vessel for the Pharaoh. He's the only one, as well as, you know, he unlocked the Millennium Puzzle. The fact is that Yugi had this innocence to him, and he had this natural ability. You talk about people who have a lot of experience. Yugi has experience. He was with Atem. He was present with Atem whilst dueling. Yugi was helping him make the decisions. It's about a learning experience. Think of it like this. You're revising for an exam. You're thinking, oh crap, how do I pass it? You don't pass it by thinking, I'm going to use my natural ability and do it. You need to attain the knowledge. And he got that by watching Atem, who was a pseudo teacher. He was pretty much a teacher in that situation. So that's how he learned, and that's why it's more of a boyhood arc. He starts off very, very low confidence, and at the end you see him in the beginning of GX and at the end of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Monster series. He's a completely new character. So that's character development, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about how good of a duelist he was, and during the ceremonial battle he showed in abundance how good he is. Look, I'll finish this first point off that you see people like Joey. He dueled a lot. Joey keeps on losing, but he gets better and better and better. Even before Joey started dueling, Yugi was advising him, telling him, do this card, use this card, or how about you go about doing like this. Joey was looking up to Yugi for advice, not Atem. Joey was looking to Yugi for advice on how to play his cards right. Yugi has a natural born ability. If Yugi had the same experiences as Joey, he still would have been great, but because Yugi was in the presence of Atem and he observed the best, because Atem is the best at that time. So to be the best, you have to beat the best, and to beat the best you have to learn from the best. And that's just my point right there. What are you gonna say to that, mate? What are you gonna say?
Alright, fine. This is my deep. So pretty much what you're saying is that Joey was under the tutelage of Yugi during Duelist Kingdom, but Joey was versing low caliber people. He was versing My Valentine. She didn't get battered, but she's not a good duelist, dude. She got rocked by Joey, a duelist that his first duel was against Mai. It's episode 6, the first duel, and he got demolished by Mai, and she was cheating. She was putting cologne on her fragrances. Mai is such a low caliber duelist when you put it in terms against Pegasus, people like Merrick, and I don't think Yugi would ever you know, without like going through that climb.
Okay, quick little thing. How close was Joey to beating Marek? How close was Joey to beating Kaiba?
Joey was never close to being Kaiba, but he was really close. He was close, dog. He was like super duper close to beating Marek.
The point is, he learned a lot from Yugi's tutelage. He really did look up to Yugi, and Yugi gave him the advice. All of them looked to Yugi for advice.
Yeah, but that's first-hand experience, though. Just because you're behind the mask, like I can look at my screen all day. Like today, I'm gonna use this example. All right, I was cutting up a cantaloupe. I cut up the cantaloupe, I cut the skin up, I sliced it up, I was trying to make it into cubes. The girl did it in 2 seconds because she was a professional chef. She learned how to do it the whole time. And when I was cutting the cantaloupe, it looked like a fucked up painting, dude. That's literally, so that just backs up my theory on first-hand experience.
How is that any backup to a theory? That's the worst analogy I've heard in my life. And look, let me just make it simple for you. We're talking about pure dueling ability. Yugi beat the 3 different gods. Simple as that.
Alright, Yami beat it in season 4. He literally cut it up with Beta or one of the Magnet Warriors and like the left pectoral muscle and Obelisk went.
But the point is, that's Yami beat. Well, Atem, he beat the Egyptian gods, so therefore Atem knows how to utilize the Egyptian gods to its fullest. What did Yugi do? Yugi used Valkyron and he used the diffusion ability with Silent Swordsman. He anticipated Yami's moves. He anticipated that Atem is gonna have Mirror Force face down, and he used Magna Force, I believe. I can't remember the trap card where it reverses the effect of Slifer to decrease the attack points.
Shit, I don't even know that.
It was genius. It was absolute genius, and he battered him. But I guess the point is, whether he deserves in terms of writing to beat Atem or not, it's a different question. But he beat him, and here's one thing I'm just gonna say to you. So we're bashing how just generally low caliber and lack of experience Yugi had. Atem would be nothing without Yugi, because Atem if Atem never knew Yugi, he wouldn't have grown as a duelist himself, because he never knew Taya, Tristan, Yugi, Joey. He wouldn't have made the same friends that Yugi did, and because of that, it was a symbiotic relationship. They learned from each other, and that's why you can also, because Yugi is a prodigy, so you can also assume that
prodigy at being a wimp.
you can assume that Yugi, being the prodigy he is, he digested the stuff he saw Atem do well enough. So it really worked when he beat Atem. It was really the student surpasses the teacher, although he never was the student. He was just the friend who was always helping out Atem. He was the vessel of the pharaoh, and because the pharaoh was leaving him, he proved that he can hold his own. And I don't know, comment down below, what do you think? Because we never asked you. Do you think, come on, be on my side.
Yeah, no. Be on my
side.
Be on hashtag no Yugi's little wimp. Put that shit down there, guys.
Hashtag Yugi King of Games. And not Atem King Games.
Well, guess what? I'm gonna chop that part out, so they're not even gonna hear it.
We'll see, but look, I guess that's enough in terms. Okay, if I were to summarize my points, you start first. You summarize
yours.
I'll
summarize my point. What I'm gonna say is that without Atem, alright, Yugi needs Atem's help more than he needs than Atem needs Yugi's help. Yes, I understand that he lost his memory and stuff like that, but still, you take away Yugi, he would have been dead by now. Yushio would have freaking mopped the floor with his ass. But what I'm trying to say is that Yugi is, without Atem, or without even spectating or learning from Atem, he would have never been the high caliber duelist. And I truly think that he won't be able to, I just don't see him beating Atem without Kazuki Takahashi writing it that way, if you were to put in a real life scenario.
Okay, that's fair enough. Well, my point would be that the reason why he was written the way he did, I'm not, of course, defending and saying that it's perfect storytelling and writing.
I mean, it kind of is
good writing.
It's good.
It's good. Yugi starts off as a character who needs to learn, but unlike Yu-Gi-Oh! Zexal, where he starts off, where Yuma he's learning, but he's also a crap duelist, Yugi knows enough about the game. He's very well versed in the ins and outs of the game. So it's a boyhood arc once again. It's Yugi developing with the help and tutelage of Atem, and Atem also learning about the normal society and trying to regain his memories, build friendships, by through Yugi as the medium, and without their friendship, because friendship is such a big theme in Yu-Gi-Oh, without knowing the friends that Yugi had, Atem wouldn't have gone anywhere. And Yugi learned. That's what, look, it's just as you said, he spectated, he interacted, he conversed with Atem on important matters, and from that he knew Atem enough, because at that point during the series, once again during those last batch of episodes, Atem was just the top. He beat absolutely everyone. Who was spectating that duel? You had Kaiba there, you had Marek there, you had Ishizu there, you had all of them.
Yeah, everyone.
And the reason why I say Yugi was the best, because he used what he learned from Atem. He used how Atem duels, he anticipated his moves. As I said earlier, he knew that Atem's face stand was the Mirror Force, and he beat Atem in the presence of people who supposedly were rivals to Yugi, Atem at one point, Marek, Kaiba, etc. And I think Yugi is a very smart guy. Atem was a pivotal part in terms of how he made and how Yugi grew. By the end of the day, after going through the experiences with Atem, Yugi truly did become the true king of games, and he deserves that moniker.
Yeah, definitely, dude. But I do agree with you, Dimsy, as in it's a win-win situation.
So which Yugi is the true king of games? Well,
it starts with the A and ends with the M.
We'll see. Maybe it starts with the Y, ends with the I, and it's not Yami, it's Yugi. I guess we'll chuck it down to the comment section. What do you think? I think if you guys came this far, do leave a like, share, comment, subscribe to BYJ Gami, comment, subscribe to me. This is a little bit of a plug-in right here.
Yeah.
But
also check our latest video that we did.
Check out our videos. We've done a bunch of videos, and I would say, look, the definitive hashtag for cementing my legacy, for cementing my victory is hashtag Yugi KOG, King of Games, by the way. Oh,
okay. And mine's is hashtag Atem, King of Everything, bro.
What, KOE? They're not gonna be bothered to write that down, but yeah.
Alright, see you guys.
That's gonna be an interesting one,